All right, facing the east, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Baraka Yahweh, Bashem Yahawashi, Bashem Rakakwadash. I pray a special blessing and add thanks to the greater millstone, men of the Lord, from the chief apostle, all the elders down to the least of the apostles, for their sincere efforts to get out on the highways and byways and share the word in all truth and sincerity with humbleness of heart, and at the same time keeping bold like that lion creeping through the thickets, not seeking out its prey, but just creeping through the thickets, got its eye on its meal. Book of John, chapter 20, verse 7. And seeing the cloth that was wrapped about his head was not with the linens that his body was wrapped with, but was set aside by itself. First Corinthians 14, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. So, sharing this message with the saints abroad out there who are walking in truth, trying to follow the Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability, accepting and taking on their true nationality as descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel by the lineage of their forefathers, described in the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. Shalawam, Akim. That first passage I brought up has significant value in the Hebrew Israelite realm of True Israelites, knowing that we let the word of Yahweh do all the work for us, and that the Lord is perfect, precise, distinct, exact, and very detailed in everything that he does. Not only did our risen Lord, who is alive, King Yahawashi, who's coming back in flaming fire to take vengeance on all those who know not him, nor who obey the good news of his word, not only is he coming back in flaming fire, but as he rose from the dead, he left us a sign, Akim. That napkin and cloth that was wrapped around his head was found neatly folded. The Lord is not only discreet and subtle in a lot of ways, but he's neat about what he does. You're not going to find him out there just blowing up on all kinds of folks. He does everything with intent, purpose, and an extreme eternal value behind what he's trying to accomplish through us. So let's remember that. Let's let everything be done decently in order. In the name of Yahawashi, Shalawam. 4th of July weekend. This is the Friday before July 4th, 2020. Which falls on a Saturday. Sunny, perfect skies here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. But the people just seem to be out there driving around crazy, like a straight-up madhouse, lunatics. Fireworks being sold everywhere. No one's even trying to take into an account the ignition of those fireworks and the fumes that are set off, and the gathering of people, the heavy breathing upon people, and the germs and odors, and just the attachment to this wicked Babylonian system to follow one of these customs that support a nation that has kept us true Israelites downtrodden, discouraged, depressed, and in 100% frame of depravity, depriving us from anything that would resemble the naturalism that you would treat a human with. And as the Lord is distinct and precise and does everything decently in order, Esau and his wicked system is out there, in their own estimation, being 10 steps ahead, trying to keep us behind with their so-called agenda, which in its essence appears neat, but no, it's just preconceived, pre-advanced planning to hold us down. They came together as one, that the name of Israel be remembered no more. So remember that. This thing isn't over in their eyes. This thing isn't over until we're done and buried. So we need to keep hope alive. And like the Apostle Paul wrote to that Corinthian church, explaining to them that we want to let everything be done decently in order. He said, let everything be done decently in order. And that word let implies an act of the will. So that's a solid implication, Israel, that we need to die to ourselves daily. Not our will be accomplished, but the Father's will. And as we let the Father's will be accomplished, it's in that perspective that we can do things decently in order. For we can do all things through Messiah Yahawashi, which gives us strength. Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. good. Stay up, bro. I'm gonna holler. Yeah. All right. Happy 4th. I like that shirt, baby boy. Aaron, what's up? Where'd you get it?
That's the one you gave me.
I know, that's why I'm messing with you, boy.
Yeah.
Representing the D, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, praise it, holler, I'm gonna holler.
Oh.
All right. Now we want to stay focused on boldness, being strong and courageous, yet lowly. I'm sure Joshua, who conquested and conquered the promised land with Caleb and all the faithful, disciplined, and obedient Israelites upon his side, having been under the tutelage of Moses for many years, I'm sure Joshua was focused on boldness, being strong and courageous, yet lowly, letting all things be done decently in order. The Father used Joshua in miraculous and marvelous ways. As for 40 years, he let a generation of doubters and haters die off, wandering about in the wilderness, stuck on tradition, heaped in great senses of doubt, mixed with their own pride and self-accomplishments. I say this a lot, but it's true. Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch over good and evil. And as I heard Elder Yahawashi and one of the apostles heading to another camp today to get out on the highways and byways and hit it hard with these heathens and pagans out there who know not the Lord. He made some great valuable points and valid statements as he was sharing the issues of these Edomites. I think the brother brought up Psalm 50 verse 21, where it didn't seem as if righteousness was being administered fairly. And Yahawashi, the elder, was bringing up the point that these wicked people, they haven't paid for their atrocities and their wrongdoings and their vicious and tactful accounts at keeping us down as a nation throughout all the years. They've slid on by thinking judgment's not coming. And that was so very true. Had me start thinking deeply on ways that I can do things more decently in order. Yeah, that's another thing he was bringing out, which hit home, how our righteousness is exposing the unrighteousness of this wicked generation. So, the time to do right is always the right time. But as he brought out too, a lot of times we're going to face opposition and adversity right in front of us. And as I put on the comment board, it's hard to chat with those brothers in a back and forth sense of a dialect where we can relate our honest spiritual opinions and not feelings, but spiritual thoughts on things being discussed. But it just had me thinking, and I put on the comment board how the men of the Lord are built to take losses. Everything's not going to be a gain out here on this earth. Everything's not going to be a quick come up. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. So a lot of times when we sow that seed, we don't see that plant start to flourish or blossom immediately. So I thought in spirit and put back on the comment board that we Cast not away our confidence, which has great recompense of reward. Hebrews 10:35. Once again, bringing out that word, cast not away, to throw away, is where we get the word apobolete, which means to cast, or throw out, or throw away. And we don't want to cast away our confidence, but hold on to courage, confidence. I'm sure Joshua, focusing back on Joshua conquering and conquesting the promised land as he led 3 million people to that Jordan River. I know he had confidence. I know he had courage. And I know Caleb on his side, the man of great faith, had extreme confidence and courage. The point is, we want to focus on being bold, strong and courageous, yet lowly. In the name of Messiah Yahawashi. Once again, thanks again for the GMS doctrine, the apostles and elders out there teaching and preaching the word in all truth. Shalawam, brethren.